Welcome back, dear viewers. We are still here with Hassa Al-Hassawi. She is a transformation coach. So, Hassa, we were talking about the transformation journey. Now, when it comes to the coaching lessons, let's say you gave me coaching lessons, what is your measurement of success? When am I successful enough to move on and not need your coaching lessons anymore? How do you measure it?
The coaching that I do is a program. So it is a set of 16 lessons. When that program is done, it's done. And you can either repeat it if your goals change, let's say, or you can be done with it. But the thing is, how I measure success is throughout those 16 lessons. My personal goal with each client is for them to not need me when they're done with that program, because I want them to learn how to work with what they already have and then move on into bigger things. Because the thing is with transformation coaching is this is just the beginning.
Right.
You're just creating that first step.
Okay.
The clients start and think like, this is after those 4 months, I'm gonna be done. This is just the beginning. And you're just gonna take those tools and you're gonna start applying them onto everything else in your life. So my measurement for success is when I see the client using those tools in our sessions. So I start noticing my client asking the question and then answering. And they're like, okay, I know this is what this means. I know this is what this means.
Right.
So this to me is success.
Okay.
So
and then they need to implement it and apply it to their life.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
So what advice do you have for our dear viewers?
Invest in yourself.
Okay.
That's the best investment you can have. That's the best investment you can do. You will always find return on interest when you invest on yourself. Because no matter what kind of investment you do, even if you find that you don't like that thing, that in itself is an investment.
Oh, so that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask. What about the challenging part? When, for example, I cannot overcome some challenging part of my life, how would you handle it?
There are many ways we can go around it. It's either we can figure out why you cannot overcome that challenge, or we can see if that is actually a goal you want. Maybe it's not something you want.
Maybe it's someone in my family who wanted me to be, or
and
to
that's
reach
one
that
of
goal.
the tools that we do, is finding out. So one of the main things that we work on in the beginning of the coaching is finding your higher purpose. So what do you really want?
That's amazing. And it's not easy, actually, Hassa, to know what we want.
Yes.
We've always been conditioned to know what people around us want, because of course our parents, they know better. My older siblings, they know better.
Yes.
They've had more life experience.
Yes.
And I look up to them and I go like, okay, I want to be this and that. It's hard to go back to me,
Yes.
knowing what, right?
Exactly.
Did you have that challenging experience with the clients?
Every client has that experience. I had that experience before starting. So the question that all of the listeners can ask themselves, what would I love if it all worked out?
Wow.
So let's say everything worked out.
Okay.
Everything was great. Everything went amazingly.
Okay, so this is one of the questions.
This
what about
is the first question.
The first question.
Yes.
Okay. What would I want?
What would I love?
Yes. What would I love if everything worked out?
Yes.
So I have to assume that everything will work out.
Perfectly.
Okay. That's impressive.
Yes.
That gives a positive energy, actually.
Yes. And that opens up the possibility for everything. Like you have an unlimited amount of possibilities. So this is what.
So is one of the challenging situations or difficult coaching situations that we have, for example, we're hindered by fear.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Is it related to what we were just saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
The paradigm. So one of the paradigms is fear. And so basically a paradigm is a set of beliefs that you have in your subconscious mind that give you an identity, let's say. I am a person who's afraid of this. I am a person who loves this. So when we learn to unlock our paradigms, we start using our paradigms for our benefit now instead of an obstacle, instead of a hindrance, instead of something that's stopping us from actually reaching our goals. Now we start using our paradigms as a way to celebrate. Oh, I am moving forward. I am actually going closer to my success. So like, for example, personally, as soon as I feel afraid, I say, yes, oh my God, I'm getting closer. So it's a different, let's say, perspective.
It's a different fear. It's good fear.
It's the same fear.
Oh, okay.
It's the same fear. It's just that I look at it differently now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm afraid and does it mean that I'm closer to my goal?
Yes.
Okay, that's when I need
Basically.
to push
Yes.
for that. Okay. Interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
And what about the tools and effective techniques that you find you're using mostly with the self-improvement coaching?
The program goes through 4 phases, and it's a set of like more than 10 tools, let's say. But you can categorize them into 4 phases. The first one is blueprinting. So we create a blueprint of what your vision is, what would you love if it all worked out? What is the ideal life, you know? So that's blueprinting. Phase 2 is bridging, where we start looking at your fears, at your limiting beliefs, at the things that are holding you back. Phase 3 is building. So this is when we start making action steps and creating a plan, and then using everything we learned before to create that plan. And the final phase is becoming, which is where you start becoming the person that you've always wanted to be. And this is where the transformation happens. You see the woman blooming into their greatness.
MashaAllah, that's great. Hassa, this is actually very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
I'm being inspired by the second here.
Thank you.
So how do you stay up to date with the latest, let's say, trends in coaching or your trends in coaching? How do you do that?
Okay, so I'm still part of the Brave Thinking Institute. I'm still training with them. I'm still part of their, I'm still being coached by them, let's say. I have 5 coaches and mentors who are running the Brave Thinking Institute. So I am continuously being updated by all the latest knowledge through the Brave Thinking Institute. And I also have a book club that we do, where we read self-improvement books with a group of women. We come together, we meet once a week, and we discuss. We finished 2 books, and we're starting our 3rd one now. So continuous knowledge, continuous, this is an everlasting, you will forever need to learn. So this is how I try to keep up with it.
That's amazing. And from that into more and more successful stories, hopefully. I really enjoyed our time today. And I really want to ask some more, but unfortunately we do not have time, but hopefully for a next, a second part of this interview.
Absolutely, would love to. Thank you so much.
So did you have fun?
Yes, definitely, very much. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, Hala Kuwait. So dear viewers, we were here with Hala Kuwait, and she's a transformation coach. We want to thank her for all the information. Now we go on to our report for today is about World Diabetics Day. So stay tuned.